Hello there, Internet. My name is Griffin Stroke. You might also know me as Krypno. Today I'm going to be showing you a tour of my 1997 Nissan Altima. Now, a little bit of history about the Nissan Altima. It started out as the Stanza Altima here in America, or the Nissan Bluebird, where it still is the Nissan Bluebird for everywhere else in the world. It was designed in 1990, I think 92 or 89, somewhere around that area. This design of the car as the Bluebird, right-hand drive in other parts of the world, or as left-hand drive here in America as the Stanza Altima. And it was first released in 1993 in North America as the Nissan Stanza Altima. You'll know this because the 93 models will have a little badge underneath where on the back of this one says GXC, it would have said Stanza. And they made this body style from 1993 to 1997 here in North America, a little bit longer in the rest of the world for the Nissan Bluebird. But this is a 97 model, so this is the last year of this body shape. But nonetheless, I get to actually say that I own a first generation Nissan Altima U13, being the generation code. Now, why do I have a Nissan Altima? Well, I was browsing around for cars, and I just wanted something to get me from point A to point B. I don't need a truck. I'm not gonna be hauling anything stupid. Well, not stupid, but I'm not gonna be hauling anything like huge or anything like that, just like myself and a couple other people, so I just needed something to get me to do that. And my dad actually, as of 1990, I don't know when, but my dad actually had a 1993 green Nissan Altima. And he has had some experience trying to fix that car, so that was one of the reasons why I got it, because my dad knows a little bit about it, so thus he can help me fix it. So that is the why of why I have the Nissan Altima. So I'm now going to give a little bit more backstory to this specific Nissan Altima. It started its life in Wisconsin, and we don't know who the first owner is, but he had the car for about like 6 months when this car was brand new in Wisconsin, and put about 21,000 miles on it or so, give or take, and sold the car as of October of 1997 to a guy named Michael. And Michael was the long-term owner of this car. He took very, very good care of it. He changed the oil, changed the fuel lines. A lot of the stuff in the engine bay was kept very good and very neat and tidy, as well as the interior. And he had the car for the longest time, and then as of around May this year, sold it to a guy in Goodyear by the name of Noel. He bought it for his mother-in-law. Never registered it, never did anything like that, but he did detail the car, clean it out, and kept it sort of clean, never really drove it. And then I purchased it from him as of a couple weeks ago in late October of 2016. Drove it home to Gilbert, Arizona. It has I crossed the 205,000 mile mark on the drive home. It is currently at around 205,900, so I put about 900,000 or so miles on the car here. And today I'm going to show you around it. I'm going to show you around the quirks. I'm going to tell a little bit about it what it's like to own a first generation Nissan Altima. I'm just going to start with a couple of the big things before I show you the inside of the car and its quirks. The first thing I did was I changed the tires. Now, you see how pretty these tires are? Yeah, when I bought the car, they weren't that pretty. The tread was like all the way down. I went to discount, and that was one of the things when I bought the car. Noel told me that was one of the things that needed to be done to it. And so I took it to Discount Tire, and before I got the tires, I had them check the tires, and they rate the scale of their tire tread from 1 to 14, 1 being the worst, 14 being the best. 3 out of 4 of my tires had the 1. So yeah, that was a necessary get. The next big thing I got was I just changed out the motor mounts / transmission mounts. There's 4 of them in total, 3 motor, 1 transmission. Because when I was in idle, the whole entire car shook a lot, which as a side effect, it made it sound kind of like a race car. Even though it's a 4-cylinder. It wasn't a pleasurable ride. So that was the other big thing I changed. So yeah, now let's go on to the interior. All right, so one of the other things that I did change was the power window switch. I will show a picture of when I got the car. It actually had 3 of the missing buttons. It worked, it functioned. All 4 windows went up and down at the same rate, and it was good. So I went on eBay and I did my research, and I picked one up for about $50. I learned the hard way that you do not buy an eBay part for $50. Here's why. The lock for locking the window switch for the other mirrors works. The power lock and power unlock all work. The mirror for this side of the car works, going down and going up, and same for the rear mirrors, as I will now demonstrate. They'll go down and back up like that. But the one thing that doesn't work is the driver's mirror. It goes down, but going up, is quite the challenge. Another interior mod that I did was I bought a new AC switch right here. The AC works, it blows cold air, it functions, but the problem is that it only works on 4. We have diagnosed it to be the blower motor because I bought a new switch. It was like 20 bucks, so it wasn't too much. Both of the switches work, so I have an extra one just in case it does actually fail. And that works, and the cable connecting it to the blower motor does work as well. So we have isolated it to the blower. That is beyond me at this point, but I mean, it's winter time here in Arizona soon. I mean, it's not really winter, it's November 16th, but let me just put it this way, the high is 76 today. So I don't think I'll be needing the AC. Now, those are the main mechanical things that are kind of functionally weird, but other than that, this interior is quite immaculate, I must say. We went and looked at two other Altimas of this body style, and needless to say, they are not the ones that I bought for obvious reasons. One thing I want to say is it is an automatic. In researching car YouTube and stuff like that, I realized that a manual would have been a funner thing. I do want to go manual, but for now we're good. Other thing too is the stereo doesn't work. That's a long story. It does, only one of the 4 speakers works, and one of them does fade in kind of here and there, but like I have to bang it to get it to work right, and then it fades out, and then I have to bang it. I just don't listen to it that often. I want to, but I would have to invest in it. All right, so that's the interior of the car. Let's go on to the driving experience. All right, so pardon the bumpiness because the roads I'm out here aren't exactly smooth, but nonetheless, I can say I don't have to say the same about my car. My car actually runs pretty good. Ever since we changed the motor mounts, idle vibrations have been lowered. But obviously you'll expect there are some creaks, like some plastic is falling off, but for a 20-year-old car, it runs pretty smooth. It's a 4-cylinder. The engine is the KA24DE. Also found in the Nissan, at least here in America, the 240SX, S13, and S14. But I think some of those might have also had the SR20 DET, which this car in Europe and everywhere else where it's right-hand drive, that's the engine that comes in it. Also a 4-cylinder, but I think it might have a teensy bit more power. In terms of gas mileage, I get about 19 miles to the gallon. The EPA rating says about 24 in city and 31 in driving highway, which, I mean, this car has, I've literally, in the past 5 seconds, I have hit the 205,900 miles exactly mark on the odometer. So obviously, it's going to depreciate a little bit, but 19 miles is not too bad, especially compared to my other 2 cars that I can drive, which is a early 2000s Ford Ranger and a 2003 Ford Expedition. The Ford Expedition gets about 11 miles to the gallon, and the Ranger gets about 16 miles to the gallon. They all get about 300 a tank, but this one costs less because it's a smaller tank. So yeah, that's the driving experience. Pretty good, I must say so. With 19 miles to the gallon, it's not too bad. It gets about 280, 300 miles to a tank, so. But it's only a 15-gallon tank, and gas around here is around $2 a gallon, so 20 bucks for filling up my car is, or 20 or 30, I should say, but it's cheap. It's cheap to fill up my car. Thank you guys for checking out my car. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a dislike. If your feelings go beyond that, leave a comment down below. But as always, this has been your boy Krypno, signing off. Peace. This is just B-roll. Wait, let me check the battery. you stop chiming, please? Thank you. As a side note, this place is beautiful. I don't know if you can see it, camera, but those are the 4 peaks right over there. In all of the East Valley, they are very much, they peak over the Superstition Mountains. I can see them in full sight here. Yeah, this place is just awesome. There you go, there's Clap Sync. So I'm going to be outside right now. Here's the cool thing. Now that I have this new audio setup, you can see me out here and you can still hear me. Isn't that cool? Because with the snap of my fingers, you'll now hear what's going on inside the cabin chest. It's kind of weird. You probably can't even hear that I'm talking right now. And now that you're back to me, you probably can now hear me. So yeah, hopefully this audio setup works.